Hello and welcome to another episode of the Best You interview series. It's Gary here again. Thank you very, very much, as always, for taking the time to join me today. And today I'm joined by inventor, banker, professional speaker, coach, author, and philanthropist, Meir Ezra, who is here to talk about his 10 commandments of truth. And I cannot wait to get to this conversation. When we were chatting prior to recording and figuring out what we're going to talk about, as soon as he mentioned this, I said sold, and we are moving on with this. Meir is a spiritual entrepreneur, a unique combination of business with spirituality, and he believes that if you focus on money only, your life will never be a true success, because what is money good for without love, personal fulfillment, and growth across all areas of life? Conversely, focusing only on spirituality doesn't help you pay the bills or put food on the table either. So that unique blend is certainly present there. Israeli born and raised, after completing 6 years in a top unit in the Israeli submarines, Meir went to travel the Far East, including hiking through the Himalayas. He then moved to South Africa, where he established his company, which grew to $100 million within 3 months by the age of 31. He went on to establish multiple businesses across the globe, has many inventions and patents to his name, and has invested in countless businesses. As I mentioned earlier, Meir is a philanthropist, and he is involved in various community projects, ranging from helping people fight addiction to helping children learn, and has donated millions of dollars to charitable organizations. And here's a fun fact. This is the first time in the Best You interview series that I've had a family member of a previous guest on the show. You might recall, if you're a regular listener, back on episode 78, I interviewed Meir's son, Gal, on the topic of dealing with toxic people. And you'll remember at the time that Gal spoke very, very highly of his relationship and admiration for his dad. So when I had the opportunity to make this interview happen, I was absolutely thrilled to do so. Meir, thank you very, very much for joining me today.
Thank you. And thank you for that introduction. Very nice. Thank you.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's one of those things for me. It's a wonderful opportunity to say very nice things about people who are doing very important things in the world. And not everyone gets that opportunity to hear about themselves in that way, you know. So as I mentioned there earlier, truth is something I'm actually working on, a bit of a project of my own with truth. And it was something really, really prevalent for me during my coaching training a number of years back, where we started to concentrate on true for you and truth for everyone else and such. So I suspect we'll probably touch on things like that for now. But as I like to do just at the top of the interview is, let's start with your journey. I've mentioned some of the key highlights there. I'm specifically talking more about your journey to get you to the point where you say that there are 10 commandments of truth. If you're not living in truth, you're not living. And how did that all manifest itself through your experience?
So I was born in a very, very small town in the north of Israel. And at that time, we've been bombarded every night with 30, 60 missiles. Oh, wow. Terrorists will come to the houses and just kill people. It was really a massive problem, like for a few years, from the age of 0 to the age of more or less 6. It was every night. It was 63, 64 to the 70s.
Yeah.
And through this time, I realized that you are not your body. And it was a very, very important realization. I was very young and someone died from one of those attacks. And I just had this realization that I'm actually in communication with that friend, although his body is dead. And I had this profound moment of knowing that I know.
Yeah.
Knowing that I know. And from that moment on, I realized that the physical universe is subordinate to me. I'm the boss. And for as long as I know that I'm the boss, The physical universe will know the boss is here, and it will behave like people behave when the boss is here. So when
Yeah.
the boss is not here, there's a mess. And when
Yeah.
the boss arrives, everyone gets in line.
Yeah.
And that's changed everything. It's really changed everything for me. This realization that I know I'm not my body. I'm not my mind. I'm not my brain. I'm not my car. I'm not my house.
Yeah.
And that moment, I realized, and that was the first of the 10 Commandments, what is truth?
Yeah.
You ask people what is truth, and they will have a little bit of a problem defining what does it mean, truth.
Yeah.
And truth is the exact time, place, form, and event. Truth has no continuation. Truth is the moment of creation. A second later, a millisecond later, it's not. Because there's a change from the original. So when you have something really true, it does not have continuation. For something to continue, it must contain a change from the original, which means it must contain a lie. So if you have an argument, the moment that you remove all the lies, the argument went away. If you have a problem and you look at the problem and you look at the problem and you look at the problem, ignore the solution, look at the problem. Once you have all the component parts of the problem, you remove all the lies, all the things that you consider that you don't know, you cannot, blah, blah, blah. And at that moment, the problem don't get solved. It dissipates, it goes away. So truth, remove your biggest enemy. And the biggest enemy is your past.
Right.
Most people, and this is the second commandment, most people believe, and we will talk about belief later, most people believe that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different result. I say nonsense. This is tenacity. If you have children, you know that, go to the shower, 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 go to the shower. That's tenacity. You expect different result. And then he goes to the shower and you tell him, get out of the shower, get out of the shower, get out of 2 hours.
Yeah.
So this is tenacity. It's not insanity. Insanity, my definition of the word insanity, is attention stuck in the past.
Right.
You don't actually realize the truth. You don't put the truth there, but you operate on some patterned response. Your attention is stuck in the past. So you will be limited. An agreement is actually what limits you. Agreements is those things that limits you. Before you have an agreement, you are free. The moment that I have an agreement with you, I'm limited. I have an agreement with you to meet at a certain time. I'm limited. Before that, I was free. Yeah. Agreement is what limits you. And the past is these things that you agree to.
Yeah.
So insanity is attention stuck in the past. And your biggest enemy is your experience. I know that people admiring experience, but experience is really what limits us. Imagine people will continue to behave based on their experience. We will never fly because experience taught us you cannot fly.
Yeah.
Experience is what limits you. If you have this thing that you are stuck on a viewpoint, you are dead. This is what I think about my wife. There will not be a relationship with your wife. There will be only deterioration. The difference between the physical universe and the spirit is that the spirit creates, it brings about something out of nothing, and the physical universe just change what already exists. Mm-hmm. So you cannot progress for as long as you are stuck in the past. Actually, you can see that people at the moment of emergency have unbelievable force, unbelievable abilities. They demonstrate unbelievable abilities. And I said that emergency is just a moment that you have no past. The necessity level is so high that you forget of your past. So you can do the impossible, which actually it's what's possible. all the thing that you do based on the past is actually the impossible, because you take this spirit, unbelievable force, and make it so limited that it has to sleep 6, 7, 8 hours. It has to eat 3 times per day. Move the temperature from 36.6 to 37, and that's it, finished. I'm dead. Yes. Very, very narrow tolerance. And this is crazy. It's really crazy. And I told you I've been in you know that I was in the Israeli army in a very special unit, and they take you to what's considered to be the limit. It's not even close to the limit.
Mhm.
What we've done there is impossible for human body to do. But of course it is possible, because the body is your slave. The boss is here.
Yeah.
So we started 4,000 people. We finished after 2 years, 21. And the reason that I finished was because I knew that I'm not my body.
Yeah.
So this is, I was talking a lot. Do you have any questions?
No, this is absolutely fascinating. You know, one of the things when you mentioned you're not your body, for some reason, the very first thing I thought about was Stephen Hawking. And and all the work he did to further science in a broken physical entity that was his body, which eventually took him away. And then I start to think about other people in my life who have some form of physical limitation, whether it be something as severe as Stephen Hawking or other people, along those lines, and they still manage to create a legacy. They still manage to really push through adversity. And essentially, what you said there, Mayor, not to be encumbered by their past. And the second thing I thought about was one thing that I do with all of my clients, especially in the early days, is just talk through some various principles of coaching. And one of those principles is not to make assumptions. And the assumption is that what happened in the past will absolutely be repeated. And my explanation of that in the moment is you have no idea what that person has been going through since the last time you were looking for a certain result that you didn't achieve or attain. And now you have no idea what your experiences have, profoundly changed in you. And you have no idea what the world is going to conspire to do at that particular time. So why would you waste your time saying, I know for a fact if I ask her, she will say no. I know for a fact if I ask him, he'll just be a pain when he comes to get to do it, or things like that. So it's wrapped in the way that I say it is more at a practical, almost tactical level, whereas you're giving a wider, more global, spiritual and practical feel to it as well. So I just wanted to offer those two supporting statements to what you're saying.
Yes, it's very, very, very accurate. And we're saying things very similar. I said that we're living in a universe of change. The physical universe is a universe of change, everything changing. There's not one place in this whole universe that there's no constant change. The atoms are moving all the time and the planets are turning. It's a universe of change. But people behave like things will never change.
Yeah.
Like they have a scratch and it's painful and that's it. The end of the universe arrived and it will never change. Everything changes.
Yeah.
So the effort to stop is actually quite insane. Because really everything changed and you create your own future. How do you predict your future? You create it.
Yeah.
How do you predict your future? You create it. Otherwise, you don't predict the future based on what happened.
Yeah.
Based on what happened, there is no prediction. Based on what happened, there is only accidents. It's totally unpredictable. The only way to predict the future is to create it. When I've done my first deal in South Africa, I arrived from the Far East. I was traveling in the Far East, etc. I arrived from the Far East. I couldn't speak English. I didn't have any money, nothing, but I'm talking about no money.
Yeah.
And I arrived to South Africa, but I had an idea. And we'll talk about it. It's in one of those commandments about ideas. And I had an idea, and the idea was that British Petroleum, this huge company, needs my product. So I prepared a PowerPoint presentation. At that time, it was very primitive, but I have this PowerPoint presentation. I cannot read it today. It was not English, and I've sent it. I've sent it to all the oil companies in South Africa, and of course, no one replied because they couldn't read it. Yes,
Yeah.
it's nonsense. It's like, imagine you get something in a very broken English, broken English, and someone that telling you, "Look, I have a product here that worth hundreds of millions of dollars." And so obviously they didn't answer. So I decided that I'm going to create my future because I'm the boss. So I went to the reception of BP, and you need to picture me. I had very long hair, curly, just came from the Far East, earrings, bracelets, chains, like just someone that came from the Far East, a hippie. And broken jeans. I thought it's very in. And I went to the reception of VP and I said, I'm here to see the head of the organization. I'm here to see the CEO. So the guard asked me, does he expect you? I said, yes, he's been waiting for me for a while. So they called, his secretary comes down and I was alone in the lobby, but she went through me like I'm a shadow, like I'm nothing. And she said, who is here for Bill? And the guard pointed at me. So she said, no, for Bill, for the CEO. And he pointed at me. And she comes to me and she said, are you here for Bill? And I said, of course, he's waiting for me. And I was 100% sure that he's waiting for me. Broken English, very bad English. And she said, okay, fine, let's go up. So we're going up to 30th floor, walking through many cubicles, getting to this corner office. I see the corner office, very beautiful. And before she managed to say anything, I bypassed her, went in, and I say, you want to see me? He looked at me and he thought, well, what's this alien? Who is this alien? And he looks at me and he says, you have 5 minutes. How can I help you? It was 10 o'clock in the morning. We left at 8 p.m. after lunch and dinner together. 3 months later, I had a deal.
Wow.
Why? Because I couldn't speak English, but I could speak to him.
Yeah.
You can actually communicate with the spirit, and the English is not really important. Intention is cause, and that's the next piece of truth, the next commandment. Intention is cause. It's your intention that actually delivered the communication, not the words. When it is the word, you did not arrive to the spirit. You talk to the machine that called the body. You can talk to the machine that called the body, but then you get patterned response. But when you talk to the spirit, all the barriers melted, and you have only beauty. The spirit is incapable of doing something bad. The spirit is perfect. You are the spirit. You are perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not you. When a person commits a sin, he will tell you, I don't know why I've done it. It's not me. I don't know why. It's not me. It's really not me. Because you are perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not you. And the moment that you realize that once you communicate to the being, not to the machine, you have an amazing thing. It's like if you talk to an actual operator and not a bot or a robot or some automated machine, you have intelligence, you have a pro-survival approach. Otherwise, you have a mechanical, useless approach.
Yeah.
So this is really, really important, that you're perfect and anything is not perfect is not you. And actually you bring results by your intention alone, because everything was against me. Everything, I promise you. Everything was against me. I had long hair, earrings. I couldn't speak English. Like when we will go out with my wife for for dinner or something, she needed to read for me the menu. I couldn't read a simple menu, like nothing, but I could close $100 million deal.
Yeah.
Why? Intention is cause. It's really amazing. It's really amazing. The next thing is,
So sorry, just before we get to the next part, this is some years ago, and you're a different version of you in those days. How much did visualization come in? If I get beyond the door, if I get to speak to someone at reception, if I even get inside the building proper, it sounds like none of that was even a concern. You're going there to speak to the CEO because he has something that you need to tell him, and you have something that he needs from you. Was there a visualization exercise as part of that to give you the opportunity to be so confident to get that opportunity?
Yeah, I'll explain. These two approaches to life. The first approach is I'm a victim, I'm an effect, and the other approach is I'm cause. When you're cause, you said, this is the mountain, and I'm going to go towards this mountain. There might be many, 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 many barriers in between. Whatever the barriers, I will go around it because I see the mountain.
Yeah.
So I don't need to prepare for the next barrier because I know I will overcome it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to arrive to the mountain. My intention, which is cause, is to arrive to the mountain, and I'm going to do that. And because my willingness is very high, the barriers become very small. When your willingness is low, what does it mean, willingness low? I'm afraid, I'm worried, I don't know, I need to... No, I don't need to prepare. They need to prepare.
Yeah.
So I'm like 100%, this is my target, and whatever there is there, I either go through it, around it, above it, whatever, but I'm going to my target. The second viewpoint is, okay, I know that there will be this barrier, and with this barrier, if this thing will happen, you're already putting it there that it will happen. Yeah. It's not an option for me. I'm not preparing. I don't have plan B. I have plan A, and that's it. Plan B, I already failed.
Yeah.
I don't have plan B. I don't have plan B in life. Whatever I do is intention is cause. I know I can bring it, and which will bring us to the next commandment, which is be willing to win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Be willing to win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm. So loss is not a loss for me. I play the game, and the purpose is to play the game, and I'm enjoying the game. I'm not enjoying the end of the game. You see, most people want to be happy, but they never define what happiness is. And happiness is not having $1 million or achieving a target or anything like that. Happiness is actually the overcoming of the barriers. It's the climbing the mountain, not arriving to the mountain. A person that arrives to the mountain is dead. When you arrive to the mountain, if you don't have a next mountain, you don't have purpose, and the purpose becomes to get you. When you don't have a purpose, the purpose becomes to get you, and most people don't have a purpose. So they are their own self-destruct mechanism. So for me, win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm, and you need to be happy, and happiness is the overcoming of barriers. I'm not pursuing a happiness, is the pursuit, is not the pursuit of happiness. So this is the thing that I'm after, is the pursuit, is the overcoming. There's a problem, I'll go from here, I'll go from there. This is the amazing thing. If everything is ready and I visualize everything and everything is planned and everything it's easy, and if it's easy, it's mean nothing. It's worth nothing. Anything that has any value need to be fought for it. If you don't fight for it, if there is nothing, then you're just a child of a rich person that born with a golden spoon in your mouth, and you are terrible spiritual and physical condition. Those people are really the worst people I met. Is people that never produce anything, that never had to overcome any kind of barrier. You want to be successful? Look for barriers. You want to be successful? The breakfast should be a barrier, lunch should be a barrier, and dinner should be I almost died 3 times today. Now you are living. Now you are living. Otherwise, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing?
It's so fascinating for me because, winning and losing with the same level of enthusiasm. I love the sentiment, for the love of the game, the love of the growth, the love of the experience, the love of the camaraderie, community, whatever comes around with that. Absolutely. But there's the people that are completely focused on winning. Like, if the whole thing is for nothing if I don't win. And I think, was it Nelson Mandela that says, I never lose. I either win or I learn. And it talked to a bit of a journey for me. I'm a bit of a boxing fan. And I remember many years ago, Manny Pacquiao, very famous Filipino boxer and definite Hall of Famer and multiple world champion at multiple different weights, was fighting a guy from the UK called Ricky Hatton, and they were doing some press things in the beginning, and someone had said to him, like, what if you lose? What would happen if you lose? And he says, if I'm meant to lose, I'm meant to lose. That's not my will. That's God's will, and that will explain the experience. But I'm going to have a lot of fun getting to that point. And it was such a profound thing to say. I'm not sure I fully understood it in the moment because I'm thinking this is like the ultimate combat sport here. It's grueling, it's very, very difficult, and you're already, before you've even started camp, you're already okay with whatever the outcome is going to be. It was incredible. It was such a, head exploding moment, quite frankly, from what the guy who at that time literally was at the pinnacle of his powers.
Yeah, it's amazing. I said that happiness is prerequisite for success. If you're not happy, you're not successful. If you don't see beauty in the world, you will not have beauty. If you don't make other people rich, you will not be rich. If you want to be healthy, make someone else healthy. If you want to be powerful, make someone else powerful. If you want to be sick, make someone else sick. So happiness is a prerequisite for success. And because people don't understand that the only happiness there is the overcoming of barriers. They're looking for no problems. And I am a magnet. I'm a radar for barriers. Give me the biggest barrier in the universe and I will feel good. I want to overcome barriers. And that's really what makes the difference. The barrier is I need to talk to Bill and in BP this huge building with 5,000 people and I cannot speak English. Now I'm waking up. But if I need to do what I'm doing all my life, the same thing, it's nothing. It's not life. It's just being a machine. The next commandment is that I say that machines you fix by finding what's wrong with them. People you fix by finding what's right with them. It's really amazing. It's really amazing. The only way to fix people or to assist people is to find what's right with them and intensify the right and totally ignore the bad. Yeah. The only thing to fix machines is to find what's wrong with them and fix that. Now, the thing is that before you realize that you are not the body, you think that the body and you have to act the same way. So you cannot just validate the body because the body make mistakes. Yeah. So I can see that the person have a mind that cause him to do bad things. So I can handle the mind with force while I kiss the spirit with endless love.
Yeah.
And if you have this viewpoint that you need to have huge amount of admiration, really admire the being and know that he is incapable of doing anything bad. And even if you see something bad, the intention is actually good. You'll see that everything gets sorted out. I have a very cute story that happened to me. My son was about maybe 4 years old or something like that. And my daughter was about 6 years old. And my daughter had a very, very, very curly hair. And one day I come home and Neo, my son, liked to pull her hair. And I come home and he's crying and she's crying and my wife is crying. And I came home and my wife said, they are now your children. And she left. So I got to Neo, I said, what's happened? And he's crying. Anyway, so I'm handling him, never mind how, I've handled him, got him to relax. And I've handled Hadar, and I sit with Neo and I said, okay, Neo, so how did you want to help Hadar? He pulled her hair, pull her like bad. How did you want to help Hadar? So he looked at me like I'm the biggest moron in the universe. And he said, don't you know? And I said, no, I don't know. He looked at me like I'm really stupid, like, what? And I said, yes, I want to understand. How did you want to help her? And he said, what do you mean, how did I want to help her? I pull her hair. And I said, I understand. But how that help Hadar? He says, obviously, she wants straight hair. She always used to do this straightening of the hair. She wanted straight hair. Obviously, she wants a straight hair, so I'm straightening her hair. What, don't you see that? What do I need to explain to you? Like, he was really upset with me. And I said, okay, that was the good intention. You wanted to help her straighten her hair. You say, of course, I love her. She wants straight hair. I'm helping her. So it's a little bit painful. So what? But the iron is also painful. It's very hot. It's very hot. In his mind, it was very painful. The iron is also painful because it's very hot. And she's doing it and she's not crying. But when I'm pulling the hair, she's crying. Total misunderstanding of a child, of a baby, basically. Yeah. So I said, okay, fine. I explained to him how you straighten the hair and why if you just pull the hair, it will not help. And we demonstrated it and we cut a small piece of her hair and we showed him and blah, blah, blah. He totally got it. Never again they had any problem. Never again they had any problem with that issue because I know, like I'm breathing, that the intention is good.
Yeah.
The intention is always good, even if the action is bad.
Yeah.
If you will actually see when a person lies, the intention is actually good. He doesn't have the knowledge. He doesn't understand that you don't straighten the hair by pulling. So he will commit a sin or he will do something bad. But the intention from his limited viewpoint is good. And if you understand that, you can help men by finding how did you try to help? What was the good intention?
This is so really powerful. It really is. And to have such a profound experience so early in life, like you had when you were in Israel, starting to understand the person and the body and things like that. It actually reminds me of conversations that I would have when I was managing projects in corporate land. And probably a number of years before it, I would see some bad behavior, what I would consider to be bad behavior on the project, and I would judge very, very quickly and very easily to say that person's incompetent, that person's difficult, that person is just destructive, that person has no right to be anywhere near this project. And the more enlightened I got about the human psyche, human behavior, and human desire and intention, I would then get, the buzzword is curious. I would get curious to say, okay, so that meeting did not go the way that we thought it was going to go. Tell me what you thought you were hoping to get from that meeting, and then tell me when it got to that crucial moment, why you thought you would get that by behaving in that way, by saying what you said, by the eye rolls or the arm folds or whatever it was you did. And then ultimately, when they realize it's not a lecture, when they realize they're not in trouble, that there's someone there that's saying, let me understand this, they would say, for example, we always get ignored as a team. No one, they always come late. It's really difficult for our team to navigate that. We already have schedules and commitments to other people within the organization. It involves overtime that we don't have money for. Like, there's a whole bunch of genuine, real good reasons and rationales. And then I say, now we're having a conversation. Thank you for that. Do you think you achieved letting people know that by your actions and behaviors? And 100% of the time, the answer was, no, not really. Okay, what do you think we could do differently next time? And then you move forward with intention and purpose from there. So it's just, as you say, looking at what's right and what's good with people rather than the machine approach is just so powerful. And I hope people who are watching and listening to this think about those moments where you kind of go, oh, you know what, I probably didn't handle that my best, but for next time, I now have a different angle and an avenue and opportunity to be able to do something different.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yes, that's really true. And the next one is, although people say that they live and learn, I realize that people don't learn.
Right.
Why? If people would learn, all the old people will be the richest in the world.
Yeah.
But old people are usually grumpy, weak, and useless. That's usual, yes?
It's a fascinating way to put it. If there's any old people here who are grumpy, weak, and useless, you now know why, but it's not too late. That's the key, because Meir's going to give you some great information here.
Yeah. So you don't learn from your mistake. You learn from results or lack of results. You, as a being, cannot be wrong. You cannot be wrong. There's one thing that worse than dying for a person, and it is to say, I'm wrong. You never say I'm wrong. You say I'm wrong because I'm wrong, but. Even if you are not married. You never say that you are wrong. You say I'm wrong because I'm wrong, but. Yeah. No one go into another car on purpose. Yes, he says I went onto the car because I didn't see it, but I try not to. There's either because or but. So for people to be wrong is devastating. It's really, really devastating. And when a person say, I learned from my mistake, he actually has to say, I was wrong.
Yeah.
And he cannot. But what you can do is to see that the results is not what you want, but the result is not you. So the only way to improve is by actually staticizing the result, graphing the results, and only by improving the result. You don't improve yourself. You are perfect.
Yeah.
Improving the results, can you improve? If you try to improve yourself, you cannot, because you cannot improve yourself, like you cannot love yourself. All this nonsense about, you first have to love yourself. You're the spirit. How the spirit can love itself? So you basically says, I'm the spirit, but there is something senior to me, which is not me, but it's me that needs to love me. How can a chair love a chair? How you cannot love yourself? Actually, once you start to look at that concept, you see that you're getting into a trap, because who you are your viewpoint on others. Improve your viewpoint on others and you improve yourself. Because you are already perfect. It is the viewpoint that masks who you are.
Yeah.
And why, etc., it's not important right now, but really who you are is your viewpoint on yourself. If you take a person that believes that the Bible says everyone is bad and everyone is bad and everyone is bad, you'll see he's really not in a good shape. You take a person that says the Bible says everyone is good, everyone is good, it's all about love, it's all about love, it's all about love. Jesus love you, you'll see that the condition will be better.
Yeah.
It's really amazing, because if you criticize, you actually destroy yourself, because you are your viewpoint on others. So if I think this guy is wrong and this guy is wrong and this is bad and this is bad and this guy is bad, I am bad. Actually, when I do that and I say this is bad and this is bad, I have one finger pointing at you and three towards me. Actually, what I'm saying, God will help me to explain how you are to blame at what I've done.
Yeah.
Really, this is... So you don't learn from your mistakes. The only way for you to learn is from your results, and not your imagined results, but actual statistized results. If you don't staticize your results, you will not improve.
Yeah.
There is no way to improve if you don't actually manage by statistics. And statistics are measurement not of actions, but of end results.
Yeah.
End results. How much we sold. It's an actual measurable results. And the only thing in life that cannot be measured is what has not been produced.
Yeah.
The only thing that cannot be measured.
Yeah.
If it cannot be measured, it means that it's not been produced.
Yeah.
So this is really very, very important. The next thing is that when a person blame you, there's only one reason for blame. Only one reason. Blame is an indication that I did something against you. If I blame you, if I have any kind of criticism towards you, I'm actually advertising that I did something against you, even if I have a video to show that you did something against me. Because why didn't you do it against someone else? It's really fascinating, and the only thing to do when someone blame you is to ask them, okay, what did you do to me? And he says, well, nothing. Are you crazy? And say, okay, good. So what are you hiding from me? And I'll give you a quick story again with Neo.
Yeah.
Very nice story. One day Neo come home. He was like, I think 6, 7, 8, whatever. He comes home with this big bruise in his hand. And he's crying and he says, Caden hit me, Caden hit me. And he was like, really, Daddy, go, I want you to go and kill him. No, not hurt him, kill him. So I got him to relax, of course, etc., etc. And I said, okay, so Neo, what did you do to Caden? He did to me. Look, I have a proof. I said, okay, fine, I understand. But what are you hiding from him? Daddy doesn't understand me. It's bad for me. He's mean to me. Daddy is mean to me. He'd like to say, Daddy is mean to me, because I asked him, what did you hide? And I continue for a few minutes. What did you do to him? What did you hide from him? Did you do to him? What did you hide from him? Crying, blah, don't want to answer, da, 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 da. 5, 6, 7 minutes later, he tells me, I stole his sandwich. I said, okay, now we have sanity. Now we have sanity. He's not locked on making him wrong and making himself right. He's not worried anymore about being wrong. And now he gave me the truth, which is an action, not him, that is not okay. He is still okay, because I gave him a lot of love during the asking, what did you do to me? What are you hiding from me? So I said, okay, good. So Neo, what do you want to do? He says, well, I'll give him this toy and I'll bring him tomorrow this and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, fine, not a problem. I call his dad and I say, explain to him what's happening. And I say, can Neo talk to Caden? They talked. I went to my office. For me, it's a done deal. Few minutes later, Neo come to me, Daddy, can I go to play with Caden? And I said, no, it's too late. Now you need to go to bed and so on. And he's like, 5 minutes ago you wanted me to kill him. Now you want to go and see him. So when a person finds fault with you, regardless of how justified it is, you need to understand he did something against you, and don't buy any other answer. If my wife telling me she's upset with me with anything, if I'm upset with my wife with anything, it's immediately I know already, okay, fine. What did I did against you? What am I hiding from you? There is always something. You clean that up, you remove that lie, and truth all of a sudden show up. And when truth is you, because you are a nothingness that bring about somethingness, now you can create together. Otherwise, you destroy the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. How
Distraction.
aware, how aware do you think people are of that? Because it sounds so easy to for me to understand, to conceptualize, to even visualize in certain interactions I've had or may have in the future. In general terms, based on your experience, Mayor, how easy is it for people to get to the point that your son did as quickly as they did to say, well, okay, there is actually a wider version of this story that I maybe have left some key details out of. Do you see people resisting against that, or when it's explained the way you explained it, there becomes more of an openness?
Okay, so can lead us to a very important point, that knowledge result in control, and control result in income.
Right.
If I teach you how to drive a car, you'll be able to control the car, and you'll have the income from the car, which is arriving safely and quickly to your destination.
Yeah.
So knowledge result in control, and control equals income. And most of the people don't know what knowledge is. We'll talk about it separately.
Yeah.
So when you go to a person and tell him, what did you do? Or what are you hiding? It is too much of a step from knowing nothing to wanting to control something. So it's too much. Neo have been growing with me from the age of 0. So he's been educated with this concept. Me and Aviva, me and my wife had this thing for a long time. So we have this concept. But for a normal person in the street, you need to take him through the gradient of realizing, okay, fine, let's have a look first of all. When I blame you, am I cause or am I effect? So obviously, if I'm blaming you, I'm an effect. Why? Because I'm waiting for you, and I need to go and pray that you will agree with me, and otherwise I cannot continue, because now I give you all the power. You are to blame, which means I am nothing. I'm not cause. When I blame someone, I actually say, I can do nothing about it. I'm not cause anymore. I'm total effect.
Yeah.
And the only way to improve in life is to be cause. Stones are effect, people are causing. And so you start to explain to the person, look, do you want to be cause or effect? If I blame you, did I fix anything? Did I fix? Not you. Did I fix? No, I didn't fix it. So I'm still useless. Even if you fixed something, I'm still useless. So what do you want to be, useless or powerful? And you need to get the person to start to understand, what does it mean to be cause? This concept of cause or effect, this concept of being responsible. And what does it mean to be responsible? And you'll see that if I ask a person, what does it mean to be responsible? They don't know. They really don't know.
Yeah.
You can say that the highest level of responsibility is when you are cause, and the lowest level is when you are effect. The most affecting in the universe is the physical universe. If I talk to the microphone until tomorrow, it will not come with an idea. The microphone cannot do anything. It's total effect. Just above total effect in terms of responsibility is a problem. Problem is a force counter force. This is a problem. That's all a problem is. So while it takes two to create a problem, it takes only one person to solve it. Because if I don't push against it, you cannot push against me. So there's no problem. It takes two people to solve to create a problem, but it takes only one person to resolve a problem. Because if I don't push anymore, I control you. The moment that I stop pushing, I become self-determined. I decide what's happening. What I do Not what you do, but what I do is me. And just above that, at the level of full responsibility, what I do is 100% me, and what's happened to me or to anyone else, it's also 100% me. And you'll see that areas in your life that you have this viewpoint that you are totally responsible. Anything you do and anything that happened to you or anyone else is you. You're doing very well, like your hand. Anything you done with this hand and everything is okay. But if at one moment you dropped and you say, no, what I'm doing with the hand is okay, but what happened to it, it's not me, it can be cut. That's when it get cut. And if you go even lower, something happened to the hand and you push it and you resist it and you're sorry that it happened and you cannot do anything about it. And when you drop even below that, you're total effect. What can I do? So the whole concept of responsibility, which is a gradient scale between being a piece of physical universe, a particle, to being at a position of source and cause for all action and all counteractions in regard to all people, all being, people and things, this is the different. And of course, there's a lot to learn about it. And if you just come to a person and telling, be responsible, what did you do? What are you hiding? Wonderful on paper, what you get is probably a punch.
Yeah, probably.
But if you do it on a gradient, and if you teach the person and you take him through the scale and you realize where he is, you'll see that the first thing that you can do is probably just asking, how does it help? How does it help that you make him wrong? Well, I'll teach him a lesson. Did you ever see someone actually learning from being wrong? No. Yeah. When someone comes to you and tries to teach you a lesson, you do the exact opposite, even if it costs you your life. Because there is one thing that's worse than dying, as we said, and it is to say, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So you start to get the person to realize, because actually knowledge bring about responsibility. It brings about control. It's really knowledge bring about responsibility, bring about control. So if I teach you how to drive a car, you'll take responsibility for the car, you'll control the car. But if you drink, the responsibility drop, immediately your knowledge will drop, immediately you will not control. And so you'll not have the income. It's really fascinating.
Yeah,
it's really fascinating.
Absolutely.
Your income has to do with either your level of control, your level of knowledge, or your level of responsibility. That's how rich you are. When I overcome barriers, I control the environment. So I have income. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yes. When I don't overcome barriers, I don't control the environment. So I don't have income. So I'm unhappy. I'm Jewish. That's why.
So in terms of the commandments, there's been so much rich information here. Yeah. I have 7 written down, and I don't know if it's 7 because there's been so many layers to certain things. What number?
I gave you 8, but I give you the last 2 very quickly.
Okay.
The last two is the following. Control is very important because it is equal income, yes? But if I ask people what is control, they have very bad idea about control, because they think that control means having a whip and hitting someone, or they have all kind of ideas of what is control. Yeah. But control is only the ability to start, change, stop, and start. And I'll explain what do I mean. If I can start a car, change the car, and stop the car, I'm in control of the car. If I can start a thought, change a thought, and stop the thought, I can actually control the thought. Mm-hmm. If I can start the deal, change the deal, and bring it to completion, and bring it there's always a start at the end after that, and they cause the guy to go into the next action, I'm in control of the deal. Mm-hmm. If I can start my wife, change my wife, and stop my wife, I'm a magician. So
I hope she's not listening to this because you're
no,
going to
no,
get it.
she knows that she's the best. She knows, and I give her a lot of admiration. She's really the best thing that ever happened to me. But
Yeah,
we like to joke because it's like it's funny. It's like
yeah, exactly.
I do two kinds of jokes. Number one about me and my wife, and number two about being Jewish because I'm Jewish, so I'm
Yeah,
allowed to do that. And me and my wife, it's okay because sometimes it's about me, sometimes it's about her, and it's totally fine. So,
yeah,
but not about
yeah,
women, yes, but I'll do it about my wife, about me,
yeah,
not about other religions, but about my religion. So,
yeah,
so no one feel
yeah,
wrong because it's the moment that you make someone wrong. Oh my God,
yeah,
people
yeah,
cannot be wrong. So the ability to start, change, and stop. This is really very important because it also has to do with what stress is. Most of the people think that stress is some kind of a chemical accident, but actually, stress, from my definition, is just too many open cycles. What do I mean? A person is born and he has a mind, and the mind can be seen like a computer with many, 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 many processes. Every time you start a cycle of action and you didn't close, it's like you open a program in the computer. So if I open
yeah,
in the computer one program and another program, another program, another program, it will start to become slow. And after a while, if I continue to do that, it will crash. And
yeah,
that's what stress is all about. Just too many open cycles, nothing more. Close cycles of action. Go take one weekend and start to handle your emails. Empty your WhatsApp. Clean
yeah,
your house. Organize the garage. Do things that you didn't do for a while, and all of a sudden you feel amazing. You are not stressed anymore.
yeah,
So stress is only the manifestation of too many open cycles.
yeah,
And once you realize it, of course, you can fix it in 2.5 seconds. It's really, really, really easy to fix. You just make a list of all the open cycles, take the first thing, handle. Take the next thing, handle. Take the next thing, handle. While you're doing everything else,
yeah,
you'll see that your life will sort out very, very, very quickly. And the last thing is you will be as rich, you'll have as much income as you're willing to communicate. And communicate do not mean to talk.
yeah,
Communicate means that you have to cause a duplication and understanding at the receiving end
yeah,
that assist the person that duplicated. So you have a formula that basically says, I'm taking something. The dog here is wanting to go out. So I'm saying something to you, and I need to make sure that you actually understand it,
yeah,
duplicate it. You have a copy of what I said, and that it assists you from your viewpoint, not mine.
mhm,
If it doesn't
yeah,
assist you from your viewpoint, I did not communicate with you, even if you 100% duplicated what I said. And once you realize that this is what communication is all about, and it's one sided, there's not two side communication. There's one side communication, and then there's another side from you to me. The
yeah,
moment that you realize it, that you will be as rich as you create communication, which means as rich as you assist people, as you help people, at that moment things improve.
yeah. It's
That's the
poignant.
basic steps for success. If you have that, if you learn, if you take each one of those points and you work
Yeah,
on one of them once per month, just one of them per month, one per month, within a month, if you really master one of those things, your life will improve within a month in a way that is just unbelievable. If you just close cycles for 1 month,
yeah, yeah,
unbelievable. If you just start to look for barriers and you love them, amazing. If you just realize that the other person is perfect and anything that is not perfect is not him, then you will actually handle the correct problem, not the wrong problem. If you realize that you fix people by finding what's right with them and not what's wrong with them, if you actually work on one of those things for a month, the rest, all the other 9, will become automatic. You will actually become you, and you will know those things, not because I say that, because you will know them.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's been an inspiring understanding of the approach of the sequence. Starting with truth, ending with communication and imparting information, and everything in between. There, it's just been absolutely incredible. I've really loved that, because I do, as I mentioned earlier, speaking true, what's true for you, and truth, what's the actual truth or true for someone else. And it's just to have someone expand their thinking just a little bit, to say, wait a minute, someone else might be also having an experience at the same time that's not exactly the same as mine. And maybe I could try and figure out what that is and accommodate that, use that, and use it for good, of course, as you're moving forward. This has been so enlightening. I'd literally speak about this for hours and hours and hours. But to bring the show to a close, this is called The Best You, and I ask every single guest, what's one regular practice that Meir uses to give him the best opportunity to be the best version of himself?
I know that I know.
You know that you know. Explain.
I know that I know. I don't look for reasons. I don't look for advice. I am source. I'm not the slave of anyone or anything. So when I say I know that I know, it means that nothing is fixed. I know. I'm not planning what will happen if da. I observe, look at so my general life operation is, I look at the things that needs to be achieved. What is the target? What's the end result? And I decide what I need to fall in love with. What kind of action I need to fall in love with to bring about the results.
Yeah.
And I know that I will know, because I fall in love with what's needed, not what I want, not what I feel, or not what I desire, not whatever. I look at what needs to be done, what needs to be achieved. I decide what I need to be, so I can fall in love with these things that I need to do to bring about the result. And if this thing that I need to do is the most disgusting thing in the universe, I'll do it. And if it is the most beautiful things in the universe, I'll do it. As long as I bring the expected result, and as long as that those results are pro-survival, are not destructive, are actually helping more people, because I know that if I don't help people, I will not get the income.
Yeah.
The income, the life comes from helping people. So I define what I want to achieve, and I know that I will know. Why? Because I fall in love with what I need. I make myself fall in love with what I need to do. If I need to open and close doors, I fall in love with it. That's what I will do. If that's what needed, that's what I will do. And I will do it with so much love and so much dedication, like no one did it before. Because I know that these actions will bring the expected results. And once I brought the expected result, I close the cycle of action, start, change, stop. So I have control. So I have income.
Absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. It's such deeper meaning to everything that you talk about and everything that you explain. I always say to people, there's so much information out there about yourself, about other people, about circumstances, situations, and such, and most people skate along the top and don't look any deeper. Everything that you've said has been so inspiring and so intentional. So thank you very much. Before I let you go, where can people find out more about you, Meir?
Okay, so Instagram, obviously, Meir Ezra Official on Instagram, or gprosperity.com, and of course, YouTube, also Meir Ezra Official. There's endless amount of free materials. I think we have something like 6,000 videos on YouTube or something like that.
Wow.
Endless amount of free material, powerful beyond powerful, and anyone that needs help, if you DM me, I always answer. Me, not someone else. I always answer, and I'm always happy to help. And I'm in contact with thousands of people, practically, like not just saying thousands of people, and I help a lot of people. And yeah, I think that this is my purpose. I don't think, I know my purpose in life is to help. And I consider that the only value of a person is not his bank account, but how much he helped.
Definitely. Definitely. This has been inspirational, Meir. Thank you very, very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello again. Thanks again for tuning in to this episode, and I do hope that you found it valuable and gained some insights. I do have an ask for you. If you enjoyed this podcast, I would absolutely love it if you would connect with me on my socials, and that's at LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Just search for my name and do whatever it is you need to do there to follow me and stay updated with all the latest content, tips, and discussions. And for any more resources that you're looking for, feel free to visit my website, garygillen.com. And while you're there, you can book a free, no obligation 30-minute coaching call directly with me through the site. Whether you're looking to enhance your performance or tackle a new challenge, I'm absolutely here to help you succeed, and I would absolutely love to hear from you. Thanks very much again, and until next time, keep pushing towards your goals and getting better each and every day, my friend.